What is it? Thursday night? Let's see. Let me make my poll as I do sometimes.
I need your car.
Where is it?
I gave it to you whenever you went to go with Kendall.
Probably
in your pants.
Probably be on the TV thing.
So I compare stuff to Amazon, and if it's cheaper, one.
Like what?
Like socks or a couple pairs of underwear.
Okay, tell me before you do it though. Okay, let me finish making my poll. Okay. Now I've made my poll. Now we wait. What are you doing, bud? What are you doing? What are you doing? Sit down. Come here. Hey. Sit. All right. Someone voted they'll do it now. That means I should be getting a response real soon. Real soon. Bro, what's up? I haven't seen you on here in forever. Thought you gave up YouTube for IG. I'm drinking coffee at 9:17 p.m. How's your life, bro? Kinda did. What made you make the switch? Why'd you give up YouTube, bro? And where you at these days, more or less? You don't have to give me your exact location, but... One second. Bro, Kendrick went crazy, bro. Like, Drake gotta retire, bro. He has to apologize. I don't know what he could do to come back from this, bro. Like, realistically, what can he do? Like, the culture is not gonna get behind no diss that he makes. Like, no matter how hard it is at this point, everybody just gonna be like, yeah, that's hard. But like, Kendrick already smoked you for like months in a row, bro. Instagram has a better feel to it. I can agree with that. There's more connectedness with Instagram. You could talk to people more often and stuff like that. But IG kind of sucks compared to how it used to be, man. Like, there's just ads everywhere. The algorithm sucks. I never see my friends post their stories. Like, it's garbage. Back in San Diego, what caused you to move back? Too much crime in Tijuana or what? Drake just need to be there for his child. Yeah, man, he's in a bad position, man. It's not looking good for the boy. This is the third live in a row that I've been holding my phone because I'm too lazy to buy a tripod. I left my tripod in Colombia, and I just keep saying okay, before the next live, I'm gonna buy another one, and I just don't. So that's my life. Had to come back to help your mom. Okay. Well, I hope that's going well. You still getting to speak a decent amount of Spanish in San Diego, though? They're not like us. Anybody else drink coffee at night? Coffee literally has no effect on me, bro. I drink it like I don't even know how to explain it. I kind of drink it out of habit. I feel, I know how those people feel that are addicted to cigarettes. And they're just like, it don't really do nothing. I just do it. Like, that's how I feel about coffee, bro. Like, why am I drinking coffee right now? I don't need to stay awake for anything. I'm not tired. It's not going to give me, like, no buzz or nothing. I just literally just drink it. Just be drinking caffeine for no reason. You speak it every day? That's dope. Bro, besides a YouTube video that I just did with Spanish blueprints, I have not spoken Spanish to anyone since I've been back from Colombia. It's only been like 2 weeks, and I am mainly in the house every day, so it's not like there's not Spanish around in Texas, but I don't really have anyone to talk to. Give me 20 seconds. I need to check something. Okay, that's the bad part about doing these lives on my phone is that and doing it with no tripod. Like it's in my hand. So normally when I would do it on my tripod, I would see notifications come in, but I would ignore them. But now since my it's literally in my hand, I'm like, let me just check here real fast. Also, from your time living in Mexico, how much do you think it improved your Spanish? I don't even remember how long you said you lived there, but I feel like you lived there for a decent amount of time. Do, 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 do. It's your girl, right? Hi. What's up? Tell me something good. Zoe123. What's up? Hi. How are you doing? Y'all are supposed to tell me something that you learned this week. Great. Well, that's great to hear, Zoe. Is Zoe your real name, or did you just put that as your YouTube name? It helps a little bit, but not as much as I thought it would. You know, maybe a couple of months ago, I actually made a video about how you would not get fluent simply by moving to another country. Um, because people would ask me that so much, like, oh, how long would it take me to get fluent if I moved to Colombia like you did? And I'm like, honestly, bro, like, if you don't push yourself and get in like an uncomfortable place, you could be in another country and not learn anything. No, I'm not gonna say not learn anything, but you wouldn't learn a lot. I know lots of people that lived in other countries for years and can't speak the language, so you learn more learning on your own. That's interesting. I wonder why. What do you think? What do you think the reason for that was? Do you think you were not interacting with people, or what? I mean, it has to be that, right? Because like, interesting thing for me was, all right. For example, for like the close to year time that I lived there, I learned the most in the last like 3 or 4 months that I was there because after I got injured, I had to spend so much time with my physical therapist. And so we would have all these conversations because I was seeing her multiple times a week for 2 hour sessions. And like, we're literally talking about everything. She's giving me instructions, blah, blah, blah. And I learned so much just from having those conversations with her compared to like, um, yeah, like you just said, I didn't put effort into talking to people. Like on a normal day for me, bro, before I got hurt, I would wake up, catch an Uber to the gym, work out, catch an Uber home, go get something to eat. But like outside of that, I wasn't really outside that much. So I was really just watching TV in Colombia for the most part. I mean, we would go do stuff, but even still, it was me and my wife hanging out with each other. Not like it wasn't like I was uh just hanging out with some random Colombian every single day. So, I have short conversations with the Uber, short conversations with waiters. But kind of like you said, you can learn a lot on your own compared to living somewhere else. Now, if you go live somewhere else and you're working there, your spouse is from there, you have some kids and stuff like that. They're gonna be so integrated into the culture that you would have to learn a lot. But just moving somewhere on its own is not as it's not as crazy as people think it is. Like you can really get a lot done without talking to people these days. So that's interesting. I bro, if you ever get some time and you want to, we should make a video. It doesn't have to be in Spanish, it can be in English. But I actually love that topic. Not to discourage people, but to encourage people to let them know that they can learn a lot on their own here in the States. And also just let them know that there is no easy route. Like whether you choose to do it here or do it in another country, like you're gonna have to talk to people. That's just the way it goes. For sure, I'm down. All right, bro. Well, let me know. Just tell me what your schedule's like, bro. Cause I like at the moment I'm working basically remote, so I don't do anything all day, bro. So you just tell me when you work and stuff like that, and what hours would be best for you. Just shoot me a message on Instagram or something, and then we'll do it as soon as we can, bro. So like I said, I think that's a super interesting topic. I think, like I said, I think it sounds discouraging on the surface, but I think it could encourage some people for sure. Because lots of people don't think that they could learn at home or in the States. But I was already speaking before I moved to Colombia, I was already having like real deal conversations. And so that was the cool part was like I would talk to people and they'll say like, "Oh, have you lived here before?" Or did you ever live in a Spanish speaking country? I'll be like, "No." Now, if I tell somebody, I'm gonna tell somebody I lived in Colombia for a year, they're gonna say, "Oh, that's why you speak like that." But the truth is, no, like I was already speaking before I went. So, but yeah, man, let's do it. Be fun. Besides, besides Spanish, how you like in San Diego? I don't know anything about San Diego. Wow, 7 people voted on this poll, but 7 people have not commented. So I gotta wonder. I gotta wonder who you people are and what you're up to. It's beautiful but expensive, bro. I can only imagine, bro. Washington was expensive enough. That's why I had to leave. That's why we went to Colombia, and that's why we came back to Texas. I was like, no, bro. Our rent just kept going up every year. It's a nice state. It's beautiful. It's got nice scenery and stuff, but nah, man. I'm not trying to live that life. And so I can only imagine San Diego. You go into any I can't think of what they're called. Like I remember we talked about a long time ago. We talked about like going to like some dance socials or something like that, so you could meet a girl or something. You do any of that, or you in the house all the time still? Why'd I move back? It's complicated, bro. For one, I got hurt really bad, and so I was very limited in like what I could do there. So like, even now, I'm getting back into the gym. I'm strengthening stuff. I'm getting back to normal life, but I can't do a lot of stuff. Like I need to hold on to the rails to walk up the stairs, and I gotta be careful if it's slippery or something like that because I don't have my full range of motion back. And so if I fall, I could potentially re-tear this. And so, after I got the surgery, I pretty much knew that I was gonna have to come back home eventually. And so it's just easier. I'm in my family's house, so I don't have to pay any rent right now. And my wife, she's working, but she can go do her thing. I can just stay at home all day and not worry about anything. At least like in Colombia, she like, especially at the point that I was at in my recovery, she didn't want to go like leave and do stuff because like if I like needed help or something, like she wouldn't be there. You know what I mean? So it's just more comfortable to be back here and she can go do whatever she wants. You know what I mean? He's still bullshitting. You got to get out, man. You got to go do stuff. It's easier said than done, but just pick up, like I said, man, pick up salsa dancing or something, bro. Bro, I'm pretty much recovered, to be honest. Like, I don't know if you've been seeing the videos on Instagram, but like, I'm back in the boxing gym. I'm back lifting. I just can't. Like I said, I don't have my full range of motion back yet, so I still got to be careful. I'm just doing what I can at the moment, but you know, I'm walking. I can walk without my cane and stuff like that. I only have my cane if I'm like outside just to be safe, just in case like a dog runs toward me or something. But I'm pretty recovered. If someone saw me walking like in Walmart or something, they wouldn't be like, "Oh, I wonder what happened to that guy." Like they would just think I was any guy. So I didn't even know you were a DJ. That's dope. Man, I don't even know how to ask a question about DJing. I was about to say something and I'm like, that sounds stupid as fuck. Hold on, let me think. So as a DJ, do you have like a specific genre that you go to play, or are you playing like everything? Cuz I feel like you got to like know the crowd if you're a DJ, right? Like is there a topic or just question and answer? There's no topic, bro. We just be up in here chopping it up, talking about everything, bro. Not nothing too weird, but all derivatives of the funk. What are the derivatives, bro? You gotta clue me in. See, I'm a music dude, but only in the sense that like, bro, I'm like Nick Cannon off Drumline, bro. Like I can recreate sounds. I could hear like the first second of a song and tell you like, oh, I know that song. But I could not tell you a single thing about instruments or anything, bro. In that case, do you watch anime? I watch anime sometimes. I'm not like a anime like expert. I couldn't be like, oh yeah, I've seen every anime in the world. But I do like anime though. Your musical taste is all over the place. Me too, bro. But when I say that, I truly mean it. Like listening to music in random languages, random genres. Sometimes I tell people a genre and they're like, I've never heard of that. And I'm like, yeah, bro, it's like in the fucking countries, the countryside of Venezuela. It's a very specific genre. Your favorite Demon Slayer? You know, it's funny. I was teaching an English class last night, and she told me that that was her favorite too. I've never watched that still. I need to start it. I would say my favorite of all time is Death Note. I don't know if that's like a common corny answer, but it's just true. It's my favorite of all time. I do like Baki, Kengan, like all of those fighting ones. I like those too. But Death Note's my favorite. Hunter x Hunter. I like Hunter x Hunter. For example, G Funk. G Funk. Rhythm is life. Yeah, that's everybody knows G Funk. Warren G. Dean. Rest in peace, Nate Dogg. That's some real West Coast shit right there, bro. Your music taste is hip hop and modern rock. That's good taste. What's your favorite hip hop song? What's your favorite rock song? What up, y'all? What up, bro? How you doing? It's the G Funk era. From down for the gangster twist. Killer. Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Hopefully they put out some more episodes because I don't be reading the manga, bro. So people be like, "Oh man, this happened in the manga." I'll be like, "Bro, I'm not reading that shit, so don't even tell me." I'm just wait for them to drop some new anime episodes. 3 days to the move. You know I do this every time because I keep thinking you're moving to Argentina, but you're really moving to Canada. So you ready to move to Canada? It's Canada, right? It is. Ah, that was a good coffee. Oh, it's not about accessibility. I could get to the manga, bro. I just don't want to read them. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. You know, it's really weird when it comes to like movies, right? Like real life movies. I prefer to read the books. I think the books are just better. But when it comes to anime, bro, I'm like, nah, I'm not really trying to read the manga, bro. Like, I'd rather watch the anime. But like, I will watch a movie and I'll be like, I need to go read the book. I need to go read the book. Like, you know what movie I like? I like this movie called Annihilation. I don't know if y'all ever seen it. And I'm like in the process of buying a book because I'm like, I know this book has to be crazy. Like, if the movie's like this, the book has to be crazy. So I want to read the book now. But I don't get that. I don't get that feeling with anime. Like, I've never been like, I gotta go read the manga. Time moving too fast. This whole uplifting your entire life thing got my anxiety going crazy. I feel that. I think I've moved so many times in my life that I don't get that much anxiety about it, but it is. I can see why it's anxiety inducing because you're literally changing everything, bro. Like human beings don't like change, right? You're changing every single part of your life. So, you know, it's hard enough to get whew, it's hard enough to get somebody to change one thing, but you're about to change where you live, what you're doing, the people that you're around, like the food that you're eating, like literally every part of your life is about to change. So that's something. That's something for sure. But just like I tell my athletes, just like I tell myself in sports, that anxiety, I think you should change that word. Not tell yourself it's anxiety. It's excitement. It's emotion. It's the same feeling. Like the only difference between anxiety and excitement is just your outlook on it, right? Like that's why you get those butterflies for sports because like you're excited for what you're about to do, but sometimes an athlete can take that feeling and say like, ah, I'm so nervous, I'm about to mess everything up, blah blah blah. Like, nah, you gotta be excited for what you're about to accomplish. Why did you do that? Why did you jump off the bed, bro? You need to relax. Stop. Get away from the door. Crazy guy. What are you doing? But yeah, man, you'll be alright. Once you get there, get into the flow of things, man, you'll be chilling. Stop. Stop. Hey, get away from the door. Busting down the ATL, then flying from there. And what part? What part of Canada is it again? Stop. Winnipeg. Yeah, I ain't never gonna remember that, bro. Cause I don't know where that is. It's like I've heard it before, but I don't really know where it is. So only thing I know in Canada is Toronto. Uh, that's probably it. Vancouver, Ontario. Stop. Give me 1 second, yo. What are you trying to do, bro? There's nothing out there. Move, move. Hey, move. Leave him alone. Move. Go. I'm going in here, bro. You want to stay out there? You can. You can do whatever you want. You coming with me or you staying out there? I'm going in here. Pick a side, dog. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Alright, I'm back. It's not the fun part. I'm guessing. What is the name of the university there? Because you're going to school, right? Get out of there, Apollo. Get out of there. Dogs, man. For the job prospects, I have to do the whole interview part again. Wait, so do you have something lined up, or are you just like, I will get something once I get there? Apollo, I'm not a dog person, but there's dogs in my house. Ah, okay. So you're not just abandoning your job. So you're gonna stay working, but head out there to look for something better. And what happens if you just don't find anything there? What's the move then? I mean, I'm assuming that won't happen, but how long? Okay, so how long? What question am I looking for? How long are you willing to stick it out? Like, how long does it have to be before you're like, yo, this is not the move? 8 months. Okay. Nah, that's solid. That's a pretty long time. So yeah, if you don't get nothing popping in 8 months, probably ain't gonna get popping. So that's that's a pretty solid amount of time, to be honest. That's good. That's what life is about, man. You gotta take some risk. You gotta make some things happen. So that is good. Plan C is South America. So you think you're gonna get some ties in Canada for South America, or that's just like a side mission? Side mission. Okay. And does it have to be Argentina or anywhere in South America? Or is Argentina just a place that you think has the most job prospects? Because I bet there's a lot of places you're interested in. Like where? I was going to say, I bet you Colombia got some stuff. Where else do you have your sights set on? Who are the other people watching this right now? Susie, what's up? Mexico, Colombia, Chile, Chile, Costa Rica. I have a podcast. I have 2 podcasts, bro. Yeah, Spain will be tough. But if you had something lined up for Spain, it wouldn't be that crazy. Spain is the safer of those options too. I wouldn't mind. I couldn't live in Spain. I was about to lie, but Spain's cool. One thing I never liked when I used to live in Europe was just being so far off of the time schedule of America, bro. Everywhere in America, you're so far off of the time schedule. All is well. That's what's up. Tell me some good news. What's going on in your life? Dominican Republic's cool. There's a lot of poverty there, though. Whew. Mexico got the cartel. Colombia just has crime. But Colombia was cool. I never felt in danger in the city that I was in when I lived there. Uh, there's hoods as long as you stay out of the hoods. You feel me? Also looking at the motherland. That would be cool. That would be dope. There's a Spanish speaking country in Africa, but oh, we talked about this. You're the one that told me they were militant. I was like, what? What was you back? Yeah, bro, I'm back. I've been in Texas for like 2 weeks now. That's why I haven't been like doing no lives and stuff, bro. I gotta like try to get back into American life. You back in Texas. With no Lulo juice, bro. That's the thing that makes me the most sad. Not waking up and getting some Lulo juice every day, bro. I thought you permanent moved. It was like semi-permanent. It was kind of like what you're doing for Canada, right? Like we really packed up and we really left, but I wasn't opposed to coming back. I wasn't just like, yo, fuck this place. I'm never coming back here. I just needed to dip, bro. I just wanted to go. So, I mean, I'm sure you saw I got hurt. So, once I got my surgery there, it was a bit of a hassle, like where we were living at to do anything, bro. Like when I need to go to my medical appointments and stuff, like I was so immobile that it was hard to get out of our apartment because it was like hella stairs and stuff like that. And so I'm pretty good now, but once I got hurt and I got the surgery, I was like, yeah, like we started planning on coming back just because I moved into my family's house and um it's just easier. It's easier on me. But had I not got hurt, there's a possibility that I would still be there. Got to do my daily Spanish lessons. On what? What are you doing Spanish lessons on? Do, 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 do. Going back, I might. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, I'll definitely go back to visit, but as you just said earlier, uplifting your whole life and moving, it's a task, man. So I did that twice in a year or 2 years, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it. But I packed up all my stuff from Washington and moved to Columbia, and then I packed up all my stuff there and came to Texas. And yeah, every time I move somewhere, I'm like, yo, I don't want to do this again for a long time. Just getting everything, like consolidated, flying, all of that shit. I'm just like, oh God, I just want to be finished. Spanish Dick has lessons. Duolingo's okay. It's just, I try not to be a Duolingo hater, but I spent so much time on there before I realized it wasn't really helping me. So yeah, like there's some people that hate on stuff they never done. I can hate on Duolingo for real because I did that shit for years and I could barely speak. And then when I changed my methods, that's when I really start having combos. And yeah, I think you'll find a common thread between people that made it to an advanced place. They're like, yeah, I used to use Duolingo, then I ditched that shit. I think what's really crazy too is that if you if you look at their site, like where they tell you that you can get to if you finish all of their lessons, it's actually not a very high level. So they're honest about that, which is cool. But people think that they will get to a high level by using Duolingo. And I mean, if you use Duolingo in combination with having a bunch of real conversations in real life, it's definitely a good supplement. But it's just not a great main course. Jimbo, what are you doing? Muñeco. Can't trust him. Italki was the best for me though. Yeah, I always tell people Italki. So I personally never used Italki because I had a friend that I just paid, but it's literally the same thing as Italki. So that's why I recommend Italki to people. Duolingo doesn't teach the correct way to say the ing form, like I'm learning Spanish. I feel like they probably do at some point, but they probably the way it's structured is probably not to start off doing that. I use Duolingo for fun, but definitely using other methods. That's good. The thing too is that Spanish and English are two different languages, and so a lot of people try to think of what they would say in English and try to apply it to Spanish, but it don't really work like that. So, for example, the ing, you could say like, oh yeah, if you want to say ing in Spanish, you're just gonna say ando or yendo, right? But the difference is like, for example, in English, if we start a sentence off with a word, we still use ing. We'll say, like, I don't know, like, let me think of something like working is good for your health, right? But in Spanish, you don't say it like that. You don't say trabajando es bueno para tu salud, right? It's trabajar, right? It's to work is good for your health. You can't start off the sentence like saying trabajando, like because you only used that version when you're actually talking about doing something, like the action of doing something. So that's a little beginner intermediate mistake I see a lot. Language exchange, but you have to sift through some weirdos. Yeah, that's definitely the problem with anything that you're not paying for. You want to jump up here? Jump. You can jump. I that's why I recommend italki to people. And even when I tell people to use italki, like I said, I've never used it. I paid someone who was super, super educated, um, and I paid him a decent amount of money to have real conversations with me and like structured conversations and role play and all kinds of stuff. But the less you pay for something or the closer you get to free, the less demands you can make and the less qualified that they might be to teach you. So I know italki has like two different sections, I believe, right? You could tell me this. They have like community tutors and then they have real tutors. And so of course people want to hit that community tutor option, pay less money, which is cool. That's fine. But they might they might teach you the wrong thing. They might. Native speakers don't be knowing what they talking about, bro. As crazy as that sounds, bro. You ask an American like, "Yo, how do I say this?" and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I don't know, bro. I just be talking, like for real, because we just be talking." A lot of times you say stuff wrong, you don't even know. You say it fast, people don't realize. You know how many Americans don't know the difference between there, they are, and there? Like, so that's someone that's gonna be teaching someone that's a community tutor. You could get someone that's super smart and educated and they just don't have a certificate or something. Like my friend, he's super educated. He's like a grammar Nazi, bro. But he doesn't have anything that says that he is a teacher. So when we started, I was his first student, literally. And now he has so many students because of me. But I just knew he could do it. And he knew he could do it. But that's not gonna be everybody. Everybody's not gonna be that guy. What gets me is the phrases with con las que and different variations of that. I'm better at it now, but still catches me a lot. Yeah, man, it's all it's all different, man. And that just comes with practice and conversation. I feel like the closer you get to hearing something in context and experience it, the more it sticks with you, right? I remember in the very beginning, the idea of uh like you kind of like that, kind of like if you're saying like, oh, like I will give it to her or I'll give it to him. Like I would always be like, is it se lo doy or is it lo se doy? Like I would just, it would just be crazy, right? Until I started having conversations and you just hear it so many times that you don't even have to think about it no more, bro. Like you literally just hear it 5,000 times. You hear it, perverted jokes like se lamento. And you just like, I know exactly how to say it because I've heard it 5,000 times in context. Community teacher for fluency and talk flow, and professional teacher for background knowledge. But I mean, if you got big money like that, that's what I'm saying. Some people they might not have it. Um, that would be cool. But if you're gonna do it like that, you might not even need a community teacher. Because if you can afford the professional teacher, like for example, when I teach English too. When I teach English, I do a mixture of grammar and conversation. I would never just do one or the other because you can learn a lot through conversation, right? But as an adult, you're kind of like already playing catch up. And you already have a brain. You can already understand stuff that a little kid couldn't understand. So you can be, some things can be explained. Like you can say, oh, this is like this, or you need to do this whenever you do this. And so I always make sure I explain concepts to them. But at the same time, I would never just only explain concepts to them because you still have to figure out how to use it. You need to talk and respond to people and stuff like that. Spanish is something I don't mind investing in, similar to my health. Absolutely. I think you should. I think yeah, anything that you care about that's good for you is worth investing in. And like I said, I don't think people need to invest as much as they think they do. I just think they need to invest into the right things. Like I said, I did. Man, I couldn't even tell you the amount of stuff that I did before I could speak Spanish. Duolingo, Fluencia. I think it was called Fluencia. I might still be paying for that subscription because I remember the last time I tried to cancel it, I couldn't figure out how to cancel it. I paid for that, like 3 or 4 other different apps, bro. Because I remember in my head, it's funny because I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I'm a trainer, right? And I have to tell people this in the gym all the time, like, hey, you don't necessarily need to go so hard. You need to be on the right path and make progress over time, right? But that's not what I did with Spanish. Like I was like trying to burn myself out. I'm like, yo, I'm about to pay for everything. There's no way I'm coming out of this summer not speaking Spanish. But I wasn't doing the most important things, which is having a conversation. So, like I said, been down there, done all that before. Like, and I be trying to tell people that are in their beginner phases, I be trying to help them out. I'm like, bro, I've been there, I've done that. And I'm like, if you don't believe me, I could put you in contact with 10 other people that went from not speaking any Spanish to speaking very good Spanish. They will all tell you the same thing because we all did the same thing. We all used Duolingo at first. We all used these apps at first. And we found a much better way. So, but sometimes people got to learn their own lesson, man. Sometimes you don't have nothing to compare uh, the good thing to. So, in your head, you're like, nah, this is good. This is working for me. And it does. Because when you suck at something, anything you do gives you progress, right? If you never worked out before, you could go do the stupidest thing in the gym. You could just hit the road running and you will make progress. If you've never ran before and you just hit the track, you will make progress. That doesn't mean that you're doing optimal workouts. That doesn't mean that you're on a good program to keep your health in check or to get where you're going. It's real easy to hit a plateau and just be like, yo, what am I doing, bro? But when you have a good plan, when you're doing the right thing, you don't ever reach that point. So, but like I said, some people they gotta do both. So they could be like, okay, I see now. I mean, essentially, like I said, that's what I did. That's what I had to do. I didn't know any better, but once I started having conversations, man, the progress that I made was so rapid that I was like, yeah, this literally has to be the right way. Because I put so many years into the other stuff, and then once I actually did the right thing, like boom, 2 months, I'm having real conversations. I'm like, bro, what was I doing before? Like I could have been talking. Like sometimes I look back, I be getting pissed off thinking about it, bro. I be thinking about all the times that like I had clients in the gym that couldn't speak English, and they'll be like, "Hey, yo, can you speak Spanish?" And I'll be like, "Nah, bro." And that's when I was like on the apps and stuff because I knew I couldn't handle like taking no clients in Spanish. And I just be like, bro, you know how many clients I missed out on because I was doing Duolingo and shit, bro? Versus actually taking on the client was actually what changed everything for me. Cause like if you followed me for a long time, you've heard this story a million times. But I had this client from Mexico that could not speak a lick, not one word in English. And I learned so much from her, like in one day, bro, that I was like, yeah, this is the way. This is the way. Literally changed everything for me. I'm like, yo, I remember every single thing that she told me because she told me in context. Like I would literally do the exercise and she'll be like, oh, la sentadillas. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm gonna do it. Ah, las flexiones, los jalones, whatever, right? All of these exercises, the next session I came back and I'll be like, yo, I remember all the exercises that she taught me, bro. I don't even have to think about it. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, squats are sentadillas. Like it would pop into my mind as las sentadillas, bro. Would you say your level of speaking Spanish is equal to your understanding of it now? What does that mean? Oh, do you mean okay, you're saying like in those beginning stages when people are like, "Oh, I can understand a lot, but I can't respond." Nah, I haven't been there in a long time. I can if I can understand it, then I can say it too. Like, yeah, definitely on the same level. I mean, obviously, like there's some topics that I'm just inexperienced in. Like for example, like I said, when I was with my physical therapist, that's her job, you know. So she knew a lot. She knew a lot more about very specific muscles and how they attach to certain other parts and stuff like that that I don't necessarily focus on because I'm a strength and conditioning coach. I do movements. I know the anatomy, but she will be knowing like these very, very detailed names and this and attachments here. And I'll be like, ooh, like I understand what she's saying. But if I had to tell you what she was, I couldn't tell you what she was saying in English. It's not that that's what I'm saying. It's not like a fluency barrier, it's a job barrier. The same way I couldn't tell you about cars in English or Spanish. Like it's not because of Spanish, it's because of the topic. But if I know the topic, then yeah, same, same level. Ooh, but yeah, that's why I always tell people. That's another problem with apps too. Not to do like a app bashing session, but people will know how to say all kinds of random information and they will stumble through telling you like their daily routine. I used to be in this WhatsApp group with like Spanish learners and they would be coming in there like asking me all kinds of questions because it was like me and another moderator that was helping people learn. And so they'll be like, how do I say this? And I'll just be like, bro, remind me of your level again. I'm like, do you know, like, can you tell me right now how to say I ate this for breakfast? And they'll just be like, no. And I'll be like, so why are you trying to say such a complex sentence? Like, you need to be able to talk about stuff that you'll be talking about. Like, why are you trying to figure out rocket science when you don't know basic science? You get what I'm saying? And so that's the thing with these apps. You'll be learning how to say the elephant put on his tie, but you don't know how to say that you went to the beach yesterday. You don't know how to ask someone, what did you eat? Like, you can only speak in the present tense. I'm like, bro, learn relevant vocabulary. If you can't speak in the past tense, that's where you need to be starting at, first of all. A lot of conversations are held in the past tense. What did you do yesterday? Oh, what did you eat for breakfast? Oh, how did this go for you? How did this? How was it? How was that? What are you going to do this weekend? That's the future. Are you going to do this? Will you go see him? Will you blah blah blah? Most of the time, if you're talking in the present tense, you're talking about things that you habitually do, right? I brush my teeth every day at 6 a.m. I go to sleep. So if that's all you can do, you're not having no good conversations. So instead of learning so many vocabulary words, you need to take the vocab that you already know and learn how to say it in the past tense, learn how to say it in the future. And there's very simple ways to do that. But even then, once you know the past tense, once you know the future, you still should be learning relevant vocabulary. If you can't talk me through your job, if you can't talk me through the stuff in your house, the things that you experience every day, why are you learning about the jungle? Like, how many times have you talked about the jungle in a real conversation? I'm not saying you never have, but it's not a common topic. How many times are you talking about space? Probably not that often. So why are you learning all of the planets? That's cool. I'm not saying don't ever learn it. But like I said, as an adult, you're in a slightly different position than a kid. Like if you meet someone and you tell them that you speak Spanish, they're gonna start asking you the same questions. Like they're gonna say like, "Oh, how did you learn?" And once y'all begin to have basic conversations, they're gonna ask you where you're from. And then once you get cool with them, they're gonna be asking you about how your day went. What do you do for work? All of that basic stuff, right? And so people just they just want to skip steps, bro. But that's the cool thing about conversation. It exposes all of those holes. That's why you need to have convos. Because really, you just have the same convos every day. Like, whether it's English or Spanish, every time I talk to someone, it's the same convo. Oh, how are you? How have you been? What you been up to? Blah, 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 right? So you should be able to rapid answer those questions. I hate that someone asked me, what did they just say? For us, it's like we're getting the context, but it's hard to put in English sometimes. Yeah, that's why, man, like interpreters have it hard, bro. Sometimes there's some expressions where I'm like, bro, that don't even, like, it doesn't, it doesn't even have a good English translation, bro. Like, I could tell you what it means, but you ain't gonna understand the weight of the word. You ain't gonna understand the context. Like, for instance, uh, like chisme, bochinche, like bochinchero, chismoso. Those are not words that have English translations. Somebody will say, "Oh, bochinchero, chismoso is like gossiper." No, it's not, because gossiping in English is always negative. You can't be like, "I love to gossip." It don't sound right. It just doesn't. Like, you can say it, and if someone calls someone a gossiper, they're never saying that in a good way. They're never saying that in a neutral way. If somebody says that dude be gossiping, it's they don't like you, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I said, we talked about that last time. Or the big one, que tal? Friend asked me that. It was like good 30 minutes trying to explain it. Yeah, everything is just, there's some things that you just can't. When I just did a podcast with Spanish Blueprints where we talked in Spanish for like an hour. It's one of the most recent videos on his channel. And one thing we were having the same conversation. We were talking about words, concepts, and customs, like not really translating over to another culture. And so we were saying like, oh yeah, even in English, like the word badass, like you can try to tell someone in Spanish what that word means in English, but you don't have the same cultural context. And every person has their own connotation of the word too. And so for everyone having their own connotation and you experiencing it with them, it gives you a connotation of all of their connotations. Like, I know personally for me what a badass is. Like, because of my lifestyle and the things that I've done and did, somebody that's badass to me is like a violent person, right? Like, oh, that dude's a badass, bro. Like, he'll kill everybody in this room right now. But I know for a lot of other people that word is more of like a spirit thing. It's more like, oh yeah, she's badass, bro. Like, she got 4 degrees and finished this, and she was a mom at the same time. She's super badass. Whatever. There's a bunch of different definitions. How do you explain all of that to someone, bro? You're just like, yeah, it could be someone that's tough. It could be someone that accomplished a lot. It could be someone that's this. By the time you explain everything, it's like, so what does it even mean, bro? You just gave like 20 different definitions. Like, how do I use it? I don't know, bro. You got to learn by hearing it. You get what I'm saying? It's like, basically like all friendship words too, right? Because all friendship words are simultaneously the most offensive words in the language. Cabron, huevón, marica. Like, how do you explain, like, oh no, sorry, like in Colombia, like, yeah, marica means FAG, but like, no, like, it doesn't mean that. Like, we're saying like homie. How do you explain that, bro? You can't. You just can't, bro. Yo, I'm back. Not sure how I found your live again. It was meant to be, bro. The universe brought you back. You subbed. Appreciate you, bro. Honestly, I'm always surprised that people sub to my channel because, like, I really don't be posting nothing. I literally just get on here and do lives like twice a week. And I'm always like, you know what? I need to post more videos, and I never do. But I'm going to start, though, because I need to post more videos. But at this point, my channel is just a streaming channel. I be going on other people's channels, making appearances and stuff. I don't even post stuff on my own channel, bro. I just catch you when I have the time at this point. Yeah, I be trying to get on here more often, man. It's just, I just really be forgetting. Like Sunday, I remember because it's like, that's my day. But I'm always like, all right, I need to do a second live sometime in a week. And I always forget. So I need to start scheduling them way ahead of time. But then I schedule them and I forget I scheduled them. Like today, I almost forgot, bro. I looked at my phone. I'm like, yo, why does it say I'm supposed to be doing a YouTube live right now? Don't know. But I mean, I love doing these things, man. I love talking and hearing everyone's ideas and what they're going through and everything, bro. I love seeing people learning stuff, bro. I I think learning is super dope. Learning anything. Obviously, on here we mainly talk about learning Spanish, but I think starting from scratch and just getting somewhere in something is so cool, bro. Like when I think about the days when I didn't, like I literally could not put sentences together, bro. Like I just think about all of those days and I'll be like, yo, I really have friends now that don't speak English, bro. That call me and vent to me in Spanish, knowing full well that I can understand everything they're saying. I just be like, that's weird. Sometimes I'll be looking at my friends and I'll be like, how do they know that I really know what they're saying? Does that make sense? Or I'm just like, because sometimes I be doing that. No disrespect, but if it's their second language, I'll be talking. I'll be like, do you know what I'm referring to when I say this? Like, and they're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, but like, wait, what is it to you? Like, I want to hear you say it just to make sure we're on the same page. So, but yeah, man, I think about that. I think about the times where I literally said to myself and other people, like, I'm just not a language guy. I'm not, my brain just doesn't pick it up because of my experiences on apps, bro. I literally thought I just couldn't. And so for now, for people to say, like, yo, how did you get to that crazy advanced level? I just be like, yo, I can't believe someone is saying this to me. That's crazy. Made a bad call and paid for this relocation package from someone on YouTube, and the info that I received was the most obvious stuff. You know what, bro? When I was first moving to Colombia, we literally almost did that. We literally was. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to like make it seem like I'm trying to take away from his business. But we almost paid for someone's like advice on moving to Colombia. But like when it was time to do it, I'm just like, what is this dude gonna tell me, bro? Like, what what is he gonna tell me that's worth? I can't remember what the price was, but it was outrageous, bro. I'm like, unless he's gonna tell me something that's gonna stop me from getting deported, like, I'm not sure it's worth it. And I didn't. I didn't pay for it, and I was fine. And I was like, man, I'm glad I didn't spend hundreds of dollars for some dude to be like, hey, make sure. I don't even know what he could have told us, bro. I do think, like you said, for some older people, might be more important. Maybe. I agree. Learning is fun. 100%, bro. Super, super fun. What up, Rolando? I watched a Netflix series called La Cocina de Castamar. What is it about? I was also watching La Manera. Um, what is that one about? I watched one Italian movie and it sucked so bad that it would be hard to get me to watch an Italian movie. And I know you're gonna be like, bro, what does one movie have to do with the entire culture of film in Italy? But for me, that was their representation, bro. It was so bad. It was like high schoolers if they had to like recreate Liam Neeson's Taken, and they did it and it just sucked really bad. That's how it was. Cause I was like, bro, this is just Taken, but 500 times worse. And I'm upset that I watched that movie and I'm holding it against all Italians. So I won't be watching any more movies from them unless someone says, you have to watch this. This is amazing cinema. It's going to change your life. Like, for instance, back when I was in college, way back in my day, I watched the movie Old Boy. Now, that movie made me want to watch every Korean movie in existence, bro. I watched Old Boy and I said, yo, these Koreans know what they're doing, bro. After that, I watched Train to Busan. I watched Lady Revenge and a whole bunch of other stuff that I can't even think of. But I knew after I watched that one movie, I said, yo, these Koreans, they be making movies, bro. And so I just did the same thing with the Italians, bro. Their representation is that movie on Netflix that I watched that was utter garbage. I just need to do better research on someone or an agency that does like a ton of people. But what information are you looking for from them though? Like, what are they gonna tell you, bro? Okay, so Rolando says the correction is Luna Nera. Let's see. What could that mean? Something to do with the moon. I'm trying to think about etymology and think of what Nera could be. Nera custom takes place in the early 1700s. It's about the customary state manner. There's this black dude in it. There's something revealed about him in the end. Well, there can only be two things revealed about him. One, he's the son of someone on the manor. They thought he was like some slave or some random person, but he's really his son. Or two, what else could it be? I don't know, because there's no way he owned the estate. Maybe he's a ghost. The ghost of the slave. So it's more like notable realtors to get in contact with. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't be trusting none of that stuff, bro. Cause like, I don't know. I really don't have a good reason. I just don't. I be feeling like they're all in it with each other, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a good anything. They just have to pay this person to say that they're good. So I don't be trusting it. Cause you like, what do you know? You're just moving somewhere and they're like, oh, you definitely want to rent from this guy. He's the best in town. And you're like, oh, thanks for the info. So now I paid you to rip me off. That pisses me off thinking about it. Don't know. Also, the Duke falls in love with one of the cooks. That's why it's called a cocinera. But it can't be because she's not nobility. Interesting. Is this movie in Spanish? And if so, where is it based? Is it based in Spain? Probably gonna have to touch Facebook. and just do it myself. Yeah, nah, I feel you on hate. Nah, bro, I almost literally never get on Facebook, and every time I do, because it's connected to my Instagram, so people see all my Instagram stories on there. Every time I click on Facebook, I got all these messages. Sometimes I open them up, but they're reactions to my story from like 3 weeks ago, the last time I logged in, and I'm like, I don't even know what they're replying to, so it's not worth replying back. So people probably just think I'm just like ignoring them, but I just really don't be on that app. Like it really just be like a random message, just be like, "What's her name?" And I just be like, "Man, this is from March. I don't even know what they're asking about." La chimichanga tengo mi gavilla. Stop scratching, dude. Instead, he's to be married to the daughter of some other duke. The chick has a straight Andalusia accent. But she's knocked up. Some other dude, and her pregnancy is going to be pinned on the duke. Andalusia. No, doesn't sound interesting, sorry. Not interesting to me. You nailed it on the black guy on the manor. Yo, I think I just seen so many shows and movies that it's really hard for me to not predict something, bro. Like when I watch something and I can't predict it, I'm like, whoa, this is good. Like I did not see that coming. How many times does that happen? Like literally never, bro. So even though I give my wife a tough time for asking me like, oh, what's about to happen next? At the same time, I'm like, actually, you're pretty valid for asking me because I can tell you what's about to happen next. Even though I haven't seen this movie, it's clear that this is about to happen. So, and I think that's why I like those Korean movies because the twist would be so crazy, bro, that I'd just be like, what in the world, dog? Like, this is not a normal movie. I would have never predicted this in a million years. Oh, let's see. 10:33. I'll stay on to at least 10:45. Do you know of any good Spanish speaking stand up comedians? Yeah, I do. But I'm gonna have to hit you up on Instagram because I'm not gonna be able to think of their names right now. There's one dude from Venezuela that I really like, and bro, I'm so mad because he performed in San Antonio, and I didn't realize he was gonna be at San Antonio. That was like a week ago, bro. I think his name is Angelo Colina. I think it's Angelo Colina. I don't remember. But the other ones, I'm definitely not gonna remember right now. So I'm gonna have to get with you. But Fluffy's friend, Great Gabriel Iglesias, his friend. They're not friends anymore, but they were friends. I bet you Rolando knows his name. Can't think of his name, but he's funny. So those two dudes. But the rest, I'm gonna have to get with you later after I look them up. I can like remember like full sets, and I wouldn't be able to tell you the person's name because I literally never look at it. It just pops up on like my YouTube, and I see their face, and I'm like, ah, yeah, this dude's funny. The black dude is actually the dude's half brother. Apparently, the manor was previously entirely ran by African slaves, but they got rid of the slaves. I read a Sparta and slaves at the same time. They got rid of the slaves for some reason. They were sold. I'm still not watching that, but Sounds semi-interesting. But yes, Esparza, that dude. Felipe, right? Felipe Esparza, I think. Yeah, he's funny. I like him. But he don't have enough material, bro. Like if you watch like two of his specials, you've watched all of them. But him, and like I said, the Venezuelan dude. But the Venezuelan dude I'm talking about, he's not really famous yet. He's um he's on the come up. Guarantee you he's gonna get famous though, cause he's just like super naturally funny. He has great crowd work. It's very nice, but funny. He doesn't make like all of his humor is like appropriate if that makes sense. Like he's not like doing like shock jokes to like try to piss people off or nothing like that. Like he's like a genuinely just funny dude. I think his name's Angelo Colina. Can't remember his last name exactly, but I will send it to you later when I find him. And I think if you want to trust Rolando's suggestions, Rolando has sent me a couple of Mexican comedians that you might find funny. Did I find them funny? That's not, don't worry. But you might find them funny. You might. Rolando, who's your funniest Spanish speaking comedian? Bro, are you watching in Italian without subtitles? That's insane. That's very insane if you don't speak Italian, unless you do speak Italian. But if you did, I think you'll be able to make out what it was about. So I'm concerned, man. That is Italian for black. I was trying to think. So it's Black Moon. That's ugly. Oh, I guess maybe is that how they say full moon? No, that wouldn't be a full moon. That would be more like an eclipse, I guess. A black moon. What is a black moon? I don't know. Who cares? I don't care. I don't trust Italian movies anyway, bro. I'm not about to put any effort into this. Why were you watching with Italian subs? Are you trying to learn Italian? This guy is just watching movies in random languages with the subs on. What is my dog doing? Very suspicious noises he's making. Muñeco. Hmm. Gotta keep my eye on him. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hmm? You're not a trustworthy guy. 6 more minutes, y'all. 6 more minutes. I'll try to do a longer one on Sunday. Today's Thursday, right? Yeah. I'll try to do a longer one on Sunday. So I'll be prepared. I'll be prepared to do a long one on Sunday. I might even start it earlier. I think I'll start it at 8 o'clock instead of 9, so I could do a longer one. I mean, this is an hour and 30 minutes. It's still decent. But I might try to get a 2-3 hour one in on Sunday because I haven't done a really long live in a long time. So, but in these next 5 minutes. Empty your hearts out. Ask as much as you can. Say as much as you can. Do, 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 do. All right, bro. Message me on Instagram and remind me to tell you the comedians. I'll send you some videos and you can tell me if you think they're funny. Also, I don't really like Mexican Spanish or Mexican comedians. That's not true. That's not true. But the ones that you sent me were not that good. You know, Rolando, I'm gonna find 2 or 3 Mexican comedians that I think are funny. Felipe Esparza, he's number one for me right now. That's because I have no experience with Mexican comedians. But I'm gonna find 2 more so that you know that it's not because they're Mexican. It's because I just didn't think your guys were that funny. That's just how I felt. They didn't have my comedy style, okay? Send me that guy you're talking about, Rolando. We'll see if he's funny. Because, like I said, the last ones, not saying they're not funny, but I ain't saying they're funny. Yo, Rolando, I'm going to send you a video later if you remind me. Did you know that there's a part of Mexico where they speak with El Voceo, bro? And I cannot remember what it's called because it was like a long name. But it's obviously it's really close to Guatemala. But their accent, if you heard them talk and you didn't know, you probably wouldn't think that they were from Mexico because of the accent and voice. So that was very interesting. I was watching a video about all of the Mexican accents. So they just had examples of different people talking. I'm like, yo, these people are speaking with voice. And then, of course, right after that, they're like, this place is characterized by the use of El Voceo. He's not a stand-up guy. He did a vid roasting internet alpha males. I might know who you're talking about. Maybe. I'm not sure. Not sure. 2 more minutes. Orlando, don't forget. What did I say? What did I tell you to send me? Oh, yeah, send me this guy, because when I end the live, I'm not going to have his name. I'm going to forget it. So I need you to send the video. And I'm going to send you 2 Mexican comedians. And then I'm going to send you 2 other comedians. And you're going to be like, dang, these other 2 comedians are actually funnier. But oh, it might have been Chiapas. Might have been. If you tell me, what's the denonym for people from Chiapas? Or how would you, yeah, like, how do you say someone is from there? If you tell me that, then I might be able to confirm. I've heard of some Americans from northern Minnesota that kind of sound Canadian. Oh, yeah, for sure. My very first Spanish teacher was from Minnesota, and I literally could not stand listening to her talk. Because she'll be like, now take out your bags. And I'm like, bag? You mean bag? Like, why are you talking like that, bro? Oh, God, I could not stand the way that she talked. Literally hurt my ears, bro. She'll be like, Make sure you have on your name tag. Japanecos. Wow. That's interesting. I don't know. I thought it would be something else, but that makes sense. All right, it's 10:45. I'm getting off of here. Thanks for everyone that watched. If you're watching and not speaking, I don't know who you are, so I can't say bye to you specifically, but Nick, Rolando, everyone else, peace. I will see y'all on Sunday, maybe.